When I first went into that doctor's surgery, if I had one piece of advice for myself, is to be honest. I don't really know what's wrong with me, I haven't got any limbs hanging off or anything, but I could have gone in and said, hey, I'm struggling with this. Is this normal? Can you help me? I'm James. I'm a happily married father of two. I live on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. I'm an electrician by trade. Have been for the last 23 years. When I first started experiencing anxiety, now that I look back, it's been with me pretty much my whole life. And it's just something I came to terms with and dealt with and live with. As far as the depression goes, I'd be constantly tired and I'd have to fight all day just to stay awake. Couldn't concentrate for anything more than 2 minutes. It's just a constant feeling of, I suppose, worthlessness. I just wanted to shut myself away in a little corner and be on my own and sleep. This went on for quite a while. I didn't really recognise that I needed help, and that's what made it really hard. I'd be looking back and going, well, what have you got to be depressed about? You've got a beautiful family, a good job, you live in just the most beautiful place in the world.
Get the ball off them.
My wife probably did notice a few things, but I was very careful. I'd hide away and try and shy away from anything that showed where I was struggling with things. And even at work, I'd really became a good actor, basically. I got to a really low part where I was thinking I'm struggling to work. I'm struggling to deal with everything, and it was just, I was in a very dark place, and it's very hard to put into words, but it was, for myself, it was a horrible place to be. I happened to come across the man therapy on Facebook for Beyond Blue, and I thought to myself, okay, I will actually answer these questions and I'll be honest with myself, and I'll just see, just so that I can rule that out, because that's not what's wrong with me. And it advised me to seek medical help. Going into the doctor's surgery was, again, the hardest thing ever, because I'm sitting there and the first thing I said to him when I went in was, I don't really know why I'm here, but there's something wrong, and I want to be honest with you. And I told him all my symptoms. Having professionals, who can actually be there for you is extremely helpful. It's knowing that you can be totally honest with them and they've seen it all before. You're not the first person through the door with these symptoms. You're not the first person to go through this. It makes it so much easier. And talking to those people, it's great to have that good relationship with those guys. I needed to take some medication to help me through, which was very hard for me. That's part of society, I think, where there is that stigma around medication for any kind of mental illness is a sign of weakness, that you can't cope. After a few weeks of taking time off work and being on the medication, I finally found it was time to tell my wife exactly what was going on, and that was very hard. I'm the bloke. I've got to be there for my family. I've got to be the breadwinner. I've got to be strong. I fix all the problems. If something's broken, I fix it. I'm never the one that's broken. I'm never the one that needs fixing. With regards to talking to your workmates and everything, and even my friends outside who I go to the gym with, and putting it out there was like that whole weight being lifted off me, that there's nothing to be ashamed of. And as I was on my journey to recovery, I found more and more I needed people around me, and that's when I could rely on people, and having my family around me, it's great, to know that I've got that support, and it keeps me really focused. So I suppose when I was really struggling with my symptoms, for somebody just to come and have a chat with me may have helped, and I mean a genuine chat, not when somebody gives a throwaway statement like, how you going? The standard answer is, yeah, I'm good. You can see when you're close friends if there's something wrong with them, you can tell. And just being genuinely concerned for their well-being, it speaks volumes. Exercise is a very big part of my life, because if your body's not, fully functioning and fit, it's going to affect your mental health too. That's what I've found. Then to keep myself, I suppose, mentally fit, I make sure every day I stop, no distractions, and just focus myself, focus my thoughts, and stay grounded and just see where I'm at mentally. One day when I was off work and really struggling, for some unknown reason to this day I still don't know why, I wanted to just paint a picture. So I did, and it was pretty good. I didn't want to admit to myself that it was good because I was very critical of myself. Then I found I moved into working in black and white, which really reflected the mood that I was in, and all of a sudden I'd found a release for myself. I was actually invited by the local library to put a display up, and I thought, well, here's a good opportunity for me to actually use my art to help others. There was a letter the week after, and a letter to the editor, who really thanked me for standing up and coming forward and talking about depression and anxiety, and that meant so much to me. When it comes now to working with Beyond Blue, I find that it helps me on my recovery journey by helping others, and it's good to know that what I say makes them feel that they're not alone, and if it just pushes them to go and seek help, it's all worth it for me. I don't think there's ever a finish line with a checkered flag saying you've come out of this now, you're better. It's about managing. So I've got a lot of tools in my shed now to get me by. So at the moment, for me, life's good. I've got my hobbies, I've got my family, and I've got my life back.